Hello everyone, welcome to Reactify Labs. Today we are going to talk about another structural design pattern called decorator pattern. So let's start by writing it. Decorator pattern. Okay. And decorator pattern is defined as it is a structural design pattern that lets us attach new behaviors to objects by placing these objects inside special wrapper objects that contain the behaviors. So, I know this technical definition may not be very clear, so I'll explain with a very simple example which we have experienced in our daily life. It's called the pizza example. Okay. So what happens is, let's say you decide to order a pizza, but you decided to not choose from the already existing options. You decided to make your own pizza. I mean, obviously you will order, but you will make your own. Like you will tell the or like server or your waiter that okay, you need these things on your pizza. Okay, so the steps will be like this. First will be a pizza base. Okay. Next, let's say you want cheese on top of it. Then next you want onions. Next you want tomatoes. Next you want, let's say, capsicum. After that you want jalapenos. So these are the things that you want in your pizza. So what happens in that case is, let's say the pizza base is for $5. Okay. So if you just want a pizza base, you will have to pay $5. Now you tell the person that you want cheese on top of the pizza. So adding cheese, let's say, costs you $1 more, right? And yes, mind you, one thing that you cannot get only cheese. There is no such thing as only cheese on, like, when you go for pizza shopping. So you have to first take the pizza base. On top of that, you have to add cheese, onions, and everything. So let's say for onions, you will have to pay additional $1. For tomatoes, you have to pay additional $1. For capsicum, you have to pay additional $1. For jalapenos, you have to pay additional $2. Okay. And once you place your order, it will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $11. So you have to pay $11 for this pizza. So basically what happens is they take a pizza, okay, and they put some cheese on it. Okay. Wait, not like this. They take a pizza, they put some cheese on it, and this becomes this pizza. Now they take this cheese pizza and they put some onions on it, then some tomatoes, then something. So this is how the pizza is created. Okay. So another common example is, let's say we order coffee. So first you take a simple coffee. Simple coffee. Oh, that's it. Next you want to add some milk to it. Next you want to add some sugar to it. So let's say again the simple coffee is for $5. Adding milk costs you $1 and adding sugar costs you another $1, let's say. So it will be $7. If you go to Starbucks, you will realize that if you take any coffee and if you switch your milk with vanilla milk, it adds another $1.50 for it. So that is the decorator pattern. They are decorating your order. So here the coffee is decorated with milk and then sugar. Similarly, here pizza is decorated with cheese, onions, tomatoes, capsicum, jalapenos. Obviously, this order does not matter. You can put jalapenos first, onions second, uh, cheese third, and it will be the same thing. It's just that whatever your pizza was in your previous step, it gets decorated with a new thing. Okay. So I hope this clears the understanding of when to use decorator pattern. So let's say again that coffee example can be used in software. Let's say you have to make a software for Starbucks, and you are told to implement that if somebody just chooses vanilla milk or extra coffee pumps, then they should be charged extra. So coffee is, maybe it's a real life example, but it is a well known or very good example for the software also, because let's say you are an engineer at Starbucks and you may come across this kind of problem and you have to solve it. So you know now that you have to use a decorator pattern. So let me show you how this works. Okay. So we will start with interface coffee. Okay. It will have some cost. Okay. And this coffee interface will be overridden by simple coffee class. As I told you, the simple coffee will have the basic something like get cost is, um, for this simple coffee, get cost will give you something like $5. Okay. Now we have to decorate it. So for decorating it, we have to create a separate class. Okay. So we will create a class called coffee decorator. Okay. And that will be an abstract class because we have to implement multiple classes from it. So there will be a coffee decorator. Okay. And this coffee decorator will also implement the same interface. Okay. Because obviously it's also a coffee. It's a coffee decorator. The milk will be added, but ultimately it will be a coffee, right? So this coffee decorator will have an object of coffee. Okay. So it will have a coffee object. Okay. And again, this decorator will also have a function called get cost. And this will return what? Coffee dot get cost. Depending on what kind of coffee we have, we will get cost. Okay. Now let's say we have something called milk decorator. We have to add milk and sugar. Okay. So let's add milk decorator class, and we have a sugar decorator class. Okay. And when we add milk, okay, so what happens is in this milk there will be obviously a get cost function, and what this will represent is super, basically super dot get cost, whatever is the cost right now for the coffee, and add, let's say, $1 to it. Okay. And return it. Similarly for sugar decorator, let's to make it different from milk, what I will do is I'll keep its price different. So it will be again super dot get cost plus $2. Okay. So that's it. Milk and sugar decorators are ready. So how are we going to use it now? So to use it, let's say there is a client. What this client will do is this client will create a coffee object from the simple coffee. Okay. So our coffee object is ready. Let's name it simple coffee. Okay. Our simple coffee is ready. And when you call get cost on this, you will get $5. Okay. Now what happens is you have to create a milk coffee. So what milk coffee will do is this milk coffee will have another object. So because obviously they all are are having the same interface, because this milk decorator is implementing this, right? And this is implementing coffee. So this coffee space milk coffee, if we have, so this milk coffee will be created with milk decorator class, milk decorator, right? But this milk decorator class, obviously this will have a constructor, but its constructor will contain one more thing, which is new simple coffee. New simple coffee. So what this does is, if you see, this milk decorator has an object called new simple coffee. And this milk decorator class, this is going to use this simple coffee to populate this variable coffee. And what this does is, now this coffee is populated with simple coffee, right? So this coffee is, now this coffee contains simple coffee. So now what happens is, when you find the cost of milk coffee, what happens is milk coffee dot get cost. What this does is, this will do something like milk coffee. If you see, this milk coffee has simple coffee object. So if you see this super means milk decorator's parent. So coffee decorator, here we have simple coffee, which for which the cost is $5, right? So here it will get $5. Now it says get cost here. So this will return $5 and then $1 on top of it. So milk coffee dot get cost will return $6. Understood? Okay. Let's understand with one more example. Now we have simple coffee ready. Okay. Now what we do is we create a sugar coffee. So coffee space sugar coffee equals to new sugar decorator. I'll explain here using two examples. So one, this, and there will be one more, coffee space sugar coffee. Let's say this is 1, this is 2, equal to new sugar decorator. Okay. So what will be the cost? It depends on what we are passing to the sugar decorator. Here in the milk decorator, we passed simple coffee. So here in the sugar decorator, if we pass new simple coffee, so what happens is, here then after this we get sugar coffee dot cost. Sugar coffee dot get cost, right? So what happens now is, this sugar decorator has, when this constructor is called, this coffee is now populated with simple coffee, right? Again, this coffee is now populated with simple coffee, right? And when get cost is called, if you see here get cost, super's get cost is called. So this get cost is called, it means simple coffee's get cost is called, which is $5, and on top of it $2 is added, 5 and 2 $7. So this will return $7 because we are passing simple coffee here. What else we can do is, we could pass this milk coffee here. Okay. So since we have milk coffee ready, we can just pass milk coffee. Milk coffee. Okay. Now what happens? It will go to the sugar decorator constructor and it will see that, okay, now this coffee object is populated with milk coffee. Okay. And now when you call this sugar coffee dot get cost, sugar coffee dot get cost, what happens is, first it will call milk coffee dot get cost will be called, because this is milk coffee now. Milk coffee dot get cost, when it is called, it will call again super, because milk coffee is created with simple coffee. So first it will take the cost of simple coffee, then it will add 1 to it, which is the cost of milk coffee, then this will be returned, which will add $2 to it. So that will be, wait, I'll delete it, I'll explain again. So what it does is, when you passed milk coffee, so milk coffee is populated here, this coffee has milk coffee value, and when you call this sugar coffee dot get cost, so it calls milk coffee dot get cost. And when milk coffee dot get cost is called, this is called, right? And when this is called, it means milk coffee is created with simple coffee, and this super dot get cost will return the cost of simple coffee, which is $5. Now it adds plus 1 to it, which is $1. Okay. Now you have the cost of milk coffee now. And now what milk coffee does is it populates this milk coffee, and then this will be called super dot get cost plus $2. And what we have here, we already have the cost of milk coffee because milk coffee was passed, and then $2 is added to it, right? So 5 plus 1 and 2, which is $8. So this will return $8 to you. Because we are creating a sugar coffee from milk coffee, $8 will be called. We are creating sugar coffee from simple coffee, its price is $7. If we would have created, let's say, another milk coffee using sugar coffee 1, because sugar coffee 1 is created with simple coffee, its cost is $7, and now milk coffee will add one more dollar to it, so its cost will be $8. But if we have to create milk coffee with sugar coffee 2, it means this sugar coffee 2 already has all these costs. It already has a simple coffee and milk coffee and sugar, so its cost is $8. Now we want additional milk to it. It means we want additional milk on our already created sugar coffee 2. So for milk we have $1 extra, so $1 extra will be added to it, and its cost will be $9. So this is how this decorator pattern works. I know it's little confusing because you have to do too many back and forth here, but it's a very good example to understand how to optimize these kinds of situations. So I hope I have made it very clear, the concept of decorator design pattern. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.